Welcome to today's LifeWave team call with Francis Parker, John and Katharina Notarianni. We're going to be doing these weekly at 10 a.m. Hopefully you'll be able to join us, and we'd like you to forward the invitation to anyone on your team who has joined who wants some training. We're going to be reviewing resources. As you all know, we're part of the Quantum Field X39 team, led by Kathy Rodriguez and Onyx Cole and Francis Parker. And all of us have joined somehow related to Francis, and that's why we're doing this. Yes, please hand it on. That's great. We've got a few more people joining, and we'll welcome them in a minute. So there are a lot of resources available. I've put together a document that I'm happy to forward to all of you. I'll post it on a Google Drive and send you the link after the call, so that you can forward it to your team members. And what it does is it outlines all the different Quantum Field X39 team resources that Kathy and Onyx have put together in various places, instructions on how to get the team bot training, how to get the app loaded, that sort of thing. So, and also some links to some training videos that are very helpful around compensation and how to patch people. Now, of course, the how to patch people part is not that relevant right now, but Francis is going to walk us through how to recruit people, because we're all virtual right now, and that's exactly what we need to understand better.
Yes,
So,
hey, Katharina, thanks for hosting this call with John. You guys are, of course, the best of the best. I'm a little bit prejudiced, you know.
Okay, no, that's
We've
good.
been friends for so long. Hello?
Yes, you're good. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't know if I was
recording.
Okay, very good. Well, I just wanted to thank you and John for hosting this call. There's some beautiful souls on this call with us, and I'm grateful to have you in my world. So, just to thank you, and we can start now. I think a lot of people want to know how to start this. And it's very, very, very basic, and that is, what is your intention? What do you intend on doing? You joined it because you love the product, or you're interested in making a different financial lifestyle for yourself, or both. So be very clear about your intention. What are you intending? What are you choosing? And that's a good exercise to do every day, to choose. I choose to open up the refrigerator. I choose to take out oatmeal. I choose to turn the light on. And it sounds very trite and it sounds silly, but you want to build up that choice muscle. I choose to connect with and enroll this kind of person. And maybe you have 20 different characteristics that you're looking at in a person. Maybe you want somebody with great Okay, I got muted and then unmuted. Okay.
John's just tinkering, so we're going to have to ask him not to do that.
Zoom is a little schizophrenic. Anyway, so you want to intend on attracting certain people into your life that can help you build your team. Everybody is fairly comfortable attracting clients and customers, but maybe not so comfortable with bringing in business people. And business people are basically, once they start to build, it's like a franchise, and what creates more income? One McDonald's or 30 McDonald's? One Burger King or 30 Burger Kings? So we know we want to build leadership out there, people with vision. And so that's how it all starts for me. Who am I looking for? When hunters go out in the field with guns, there may be a couple of deer over there, but maybe they have bird rifles. So maybe they have to skip the deer and focus on the birds. Maybe birds aren't coming right away, but that's okay. Focus on them and they end up showing up. So Katrina, you had some questions for me.
I did. 1 second. Threw me off there. So Francis, one of my challenges is I get people interested, and I'm curious, what kind of follow-up are you doing with people? How frequently? What method? Could you talk to us about that a little bit?
I definitely can, and I just want to speak to something else. And I can tell that people don't want to follow up because they're afraid of rejection. And everybody has a fearful of not being good enough. Everybody has a feeling of fear that they're not going to fit in, or that somebody's going to reject them. And the idea is to get this in your head. Sometimes people are just not interested in a product or service. They're not directly rejecting you. And this is what you got to be very, very clear about. And by the way, the better you get at asking the right questions, the quicker you're going to get to find out if somebody is a real prospect or they're not. So how I do this every day is, after I've spoken to somebody, I ask them a lot of good questions on my first call. Then I send them maybe an audio, maybe a video, maybe an audio and a video. And then I'll call them back the next day and I'll say, well, what did you think of that? What did you think of the audio? Did you like the information? How would you see yourself involved? Would you think that this could be a good business? Do you think the product's amazing? And I ask questions like that. And what I do is I write things down. Like, for instance, I might know that Katrina and John live in Ramona, and they like to go to the movies, and they like to go to the casino at Verona, and I find out some of the things they like, and I ask them about it. So, have you been to Verona lately? No, John and I have been really tied up. We haven't been able to get over there. Well, what's the weather like in Ramona? And I break the ice with people. I do my best to keep everybody relaxed and peaceful. I don't want them to feel like they're being pressured. I don't let them feel uncomfortable with things. And so I go through my list of who I need to talk to. I get comfortable and help them get comfortable with things. And then if they say, oh, I haven't had a chance to listen to it, or I haven't had a chance to watch the video, say, okay, well, remember the video is 3 minutes long, so let me call you tomorrow. What's a good time for you tomorrow where I know you have watched the video? Is 3:30 good? 4:30? What's good for you? 4 o'clock, perfect. I will call you at 4 o'clock and find out what you thought of the video. And then we'll go from there. So I hope that answers your question, Katrina.
Yeah, that's fantastic, Francis. Very good. Now when they do say, well, I haven't tried the product, so I don't really know, do I need to know a lot about science? This looks like it's pretty complicated. What's your response to that? Or do you hear that a lot, or is that really not a concern?
I don't hear that much. I don't hear that much at all. What I do hear a lot of is, I want to have my own experience. And that is, I say, well, what are you expecting to, experience? And I'd say, wait a minute, before you tell me that, what do you experience from vitamin C when you take it? Well, I don't experience anything. Oh, but you take it every day, right? Well, yeah, that's apparently the first order of defense in the body, vitamin C. Yeah. And when you cut your hand, do you feel the stem cells working on that cut to try to put the skin back together? No, I don't feel that. Well, I just want to give you a little bit of an update that you may or may not feel anything right away, but you might down the road start to feel symptoms go away. Like, we hear people sleep better. Some people sleep better. Some people have less pain. Some people have symptoms lifted from their different disease states. Of course, this is not a drug, and I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to make that claim. I'm just letting you know anecdotally what I have seen and heard. And so that's what I say. I would say, though, the sooner you can get on the 12-hour on, 12-hour off program, that's when you're going to start to be able to see stuff. And there's one other thing. A lot of people's dreaming changes. They see different colors and just different. It's just sleep becomes different from them. For some people, it becomes more therapeutic. So that's what I say. I don't set them up to, oh, wait until you see how you're going to sleep. Wait until you feel all your pain go away. This is not a drug, and we're not working on symptoms. We're working on actually helping the body regenerate itself, recover for itself, renew itself. We are not doing anything. The patch only helps the body message and learn, make more stem cells, activate stem cells. That's it. That's it.
Excellent.
Francis, can I contribute something to that comment?
Did John just ask a question?
Yes, John Notarianni. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Francis?
John, I can't hear you. You sound like you're in a tub of water or something. Katrina, are you going to ask me the question?
No, I'm just going to share his comment. John said at the LifeWave convention in January, David Schmidt mentioned that, of course, if you're doing things for your health, the products work better. So exercise, nutrition, that sort of thing. And we've noticed that within ourselves as well, although they work anyway. We've noticed that the X39 patch is remarkable in that it actually did make a difference, regardless of what John did while he was testing in the testing phase of, is this really making a difference or not? So we were very, very pleased by that. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Well, everything improves when you drink more water, when you have more water in your system and you're hydrated. Everything improves when you have better nutrition in your body. You're eating healthy organic foods and you're taking high-level supplements. Everything improves when you're getting a good night's deep sleep. Everything improves when you're out giving yourself 20 minutes a day of exercise, whether it's walking or resistance exercises or whatever. Everything improves. And that means the results of the patches improve as well. So the patches aren't the only thing to keep you well. All those other things I mentioned earlier are the things that help make the patches work even better. So thanks for that comment, John, even though I didn't know what the heck you said.
That's great. And Francis, okay, so getting back to the recruiting. So now you've got their interest and have they ordered product or have you signed them up for the business? Which way do you approach this? And what do you recommend that we do as business builders?
Well, Ori just sent me a text message and he said that the patches are not a substitute for lifestyle and nutrition, but they are the ultimate complement. And I must agree there. They do work no matter what, but they just work better. Regeneration works better when it has all its components in place. So one more time, if you could just, who do I approach and how do I approach them? It really depends on the person. I do start out like this. You know, when I'm out talking to people, and I just have a no agenda. I'm just very peaceful with everybody. I might make a joke or whatever. And I might say, boy, I live in Florida, if you don't know, guys. And so I might say, boy, that's a beautiful tie. Why would you be wearing a tie in Florida? Are you in the insurance business? Are you an attorney? And they'll say, actually, I am an attorney. How do you like that? I said, well, I just figured that, yeah. Because everybody wears shirts and ties when they're in the law business, no matter what state it's in. And very often they'll say, what do you do? I say, oh, it's interesting you should say that. I'm actually in the stem cell business. He said, "Oh, really? Are you a doctor?" I'm not a doctor, no. And I might joke, I'd say, "I'm not a doctor, but I know how to operate." And they'll chuckle about that. As you know, as many of you know on the phone, I like to break the ice with humor. But I'll say I actually work with a research and development company that developed a very interesting medical device, and it's actually a patch. It looks like a round band. Oh, you know what? I actually have one in my bag. Let me pull it out. See this thing here? Yeah, this round thing right here has an adhesive on it. It's got programmed crystals in it, and I put it on my body, and it triggers my body to make more stem cells through my infrared signal coming out of my body. And they say, "Oh, wow, that's interesting. Is it expensive?" I said, "Well, they're about $1 million a piece." And you'll smile and joke or whatever. I say, "No, not expensive at all. It's about $100 a month." And most of the time people will say, "Wow, that's very inexpensive." And I say, "Yeah, there's a lot more information to know. If you'll give me your business card, I'm very happy to email the stuff, or if you prefer text messaging, if you'll give me your mobile number, I will absolutely start texting you stuff in the next couple of days. And don't worry, I'm not going to overwhelm you. No problem." The important thing is you have to alleviate their fear of being overwhelmed, being stalked, all that other stuff. They want to know that you're trustworthy and that they can be comfortable saying no if they're not interested. So you got to be very relaxed and detached when you share information with people. Did that answer your question, Katrina?
Yes, very good, Francis. And then the other question I have is, how do you respond to, well, I can't really afford starting a new business right now. How do you approach that?
I'll say, when you say afford, do you mean financially, or do you mean time-wise? And so I'll ask you, Katrina, do you mean financially or time-wise?
Well, that's a good question, Francis. For me, financially. Let's just go with that route.
Financially. Oh, okay. All right. That's not going to be a problem for you, because this business is not $300,000. It's not $30,000. It's not even $3,000. We have a range of businesses that start at around $299 and go to $1,599. And I can give you the different programs and the advantages to each one. Obviously, the $1,599 is for the very serious person that wants to go to work, because that comes with 19 sleeves, and it also comes with a 3-month qualification that goes with it. In other words, you don't have to buy a product for 3 months. And also, they upgrade you for 3 months to what they call senior director. And senior director means that when you sponsor somebody else like that, instead of making 300, you make 500. So
wow,
it's
more.
really great. Yeah. Oh, it's a lot more. So if somebody wants to work right away, the $1,599 program is a really good program to do. Now, there's another program at $999. There's another program at $499. Another one at $299, and they all have different amounts of sleeves that come with them. By the way, a sleeve is like an envelope with 30 patches in it. So when I mention the word sleeve, it's like a pack. But I don't use the word pack because that's, a silver, gold, platinum, and diamond packs, really. So anyway, that's how I get people started. I recommend the $1,599 if they say, "Oh, I just don't have anything. I just don't have much money at all." Say, well, probably the lowest program I'd recommend would be something called Gold, which is $499, and you can upgrade. You can go into your back office. By the way, the $499, $299 and up silver and up, you don't pay a $25 fee to join. That's included in the package. So that's what I recommend, and I let them know that they're stuck with me forever. I am always going to be there for them. It's going to be, I'm going to teach them to be unstoppable. I'm going to teach them how to be a spiritual pit bull, and that they're going to stay very focused and very authentic and real with themselves and others. Because that's really what it takes, authenticity and realness. And so that's what gets included in the deal. And I think I'm worth more than $15.99. I'm worth at least $1,600.
Absolutely. So what if someone has this argument that, well, $100 a month, that's a lot of money to spend on a product. I'm already buying all kinds of vitamins and juices and that sort of thing. How do you handle that?
Well, golly, if somebody says $100 a month, they don't understand the value of the product. So what I say is, at this point, you don't understand the value of the product. So let me make a recommendation. Let me get you a sleeve of product. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee on it. And if it's not, something you're excited about, then send it back. On the other hand, if you start to feel something from it and you get excited, this may be a product to invest in. This may be a business to start because it can end up being very lucrative. So there's a couple of options for you. You can start, and if you don't like it, send it back. And if you do like it, you can go beyond customer, and I can help you build an organization for yourself because it's fun and can be very lucrative. That's what I say. Obviously, you don't understand the benefit of what this is. Somebody say, like the other day, I heard somebody on the phone, oh, I take an algae product for $59.95 a month, and that regenerates the stem cells. I said, well, actually, everything does, but to what level? We have unbelievable results so far. So it may be much more subtle for you because you've been working with a supplement that says, and we don't know if it's true or not, says it regenerates stem cells. We don't know. So that's what I say to them.
Excellent. Now, are there any other remarks that you want to add as far as how to recruit and how to sign people up or close that, get their commitment and help them sign up, that sort of thing? What comes to mind, if anything, or are we done with that part?
No, I think helping people enroll is an important thing. They have to feel confident. They have to feel peaceful. They have to know that it's the right thing to do. And one of the most powerful ways you can do that is have a very solid vision inside of yourself. Because whatever's inside shows up on the outside. I really believe that. I know when I feel shaky that day, everybody I talk to is shaky and can't make their mind up and this and that. And when I feel very solid that day, I'm able to enroll, more people than other days. And so it's so important to get that picture, that vision of the future inside of yourself so it permeates you into other people. That's why leaders are leaders, because they have the strongest vision. There's an old, I'm not a Bible thumper or anything, but there's an old adage that says, where there is no vision, the people shall perish. And I believe that in your business and in your life, if you don't have a vision of the future, if you don't know what you're looking for in the future, it's likely not going to happen. It's going to fall apart. You go into something else until, it's over. The Japanese, by the way, have a term called Kaizen. And I don't know what that is, but Kaizen means always better. I mean, there's no literal translation for it, but it means always better, improving, always getting better. And I saw a documentary on it one time, and they do a lot of bonding, Japanese corporate people, and they're a very solid team. And I believe that's what we have here. We have a very solid team. And it's just going to keep getting better, folks. You just have to stay on purpose. And when you're feeling down, call. And when you're feeling up, call. When you're feeling somewhere in the middle, call. The idea is to stay connected because we're all that team that people have dreamed about. We have a great, great team. And I'm just so delighted to and honored to have you all, with our team. So any other questions?
I was going to say, Francis, maybe we can open it up. And if somebody would like to ask Francis a question, please unmute yourself. There should be, if you hover over your screen and click on it, you'll see the microphone button and you just unmute yourself. Any questions? Yeah.
Doesn't sound like there's any. I also want to invite you to know the difference between a warm market and a cold market. Warm means that you already know the people, and cold means that you've met them someplace. And it's harder with the cold market, but in a way, it's better because they don't know if you're a super success or not, and you don't need to volunteer that information. You can just give them the information they want. And if somebody asks you a question you don't know the answer to, you say, that's an excellent question, Bob. I'll have that question answered for you within the next 12 hours. Would that work out for you? It's always getting permission from your prospect. They have to feel comfortable and they have to feel in control. You want to make them feel really, really secure. So one more time, are there any other questions that you would like to ask of me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Is that you, Richard?
Yes, Francis.
Hello. Hi, Richard.
Hi, Francis. Just one question. Why is it so expensive for the products in England than in America?
Well, I don't have the answer for that. I know that they work.
Francis, I can speak
okay,
to that.
Go ahead.
So
Sure.
All products worldwide are sold in US dollars. So anytime it's sold in a different country, such as England or Italy or Spain, there's going to be a conversion rate at effect. And Julian, do you want to say anything right now? And then there's also a VAT tax that adds to the cost. And it could be as much as 20% depending on the country, I believe.
To VAT then. That's the difference, the VAT.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything else on that question? Julian, would you like to ask a question?
Well, yeah, for us it's a bit different because we have import limitation. We can only import up to $150 per shipment. So now,
is that all of Europe, or is that just to the Spanish islands?
It's just for where we are, because we're in Europe. We're Spain, but we are not part of the economic Europe.
The EU. Okay.
So it's a bit tricky. So I was going to call them directly in Dublin to find out if there is anything they can do, because they may be able to adjust the value of the shipping. I know we used to do that when I was working for Amway back then, and
I think that's a good idea, Julian. Yeah, I would find out from them since they're in Europe as well. Yeah, they're up in Galway, in Ireland, and but they'll have the answer for you, Julian. They will definitely have the answer for you.
And Julian,
hello, are we all still on?
I believe you've been talking with the Irish customer service. Is that correct?
Yeah, I called them a couple times. They're good. They're
Oh,
good. They're a
they're
bit
great.
slow to prepare the order, but they're good otherwise. um,
Oh, that's
the,
surprising because my European people and my Israeli people say it
Yeah.
comes fairly quickly. It may be your location, Julian. It may be your location.
well, the preparation itself it takes like anything between four days to a week just to prepare to put the product in the envelope before it's shipped, and I can follow that on
Is that, is that what they
the.
told you? Is that what they told you?
That's what
No,
he's experiencing.
that's what I see. That's what I see on the when I go on the internet to follow up on the what's it called, back office. You have the status
Huh.
of the order, but that's, I mean, it's okay as long as you know it. It's fine. I don't care. The problem we have at the moment is that we don't have any post office working, so we can only
Oh,
use
gosh.
DHL, and that's $30 a shipment. When I can only order one at a time, it becomes costly, right? So we didn't do much so far, but that's just temporary.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that. I do know that where there's a lot of volume, they will work very, very hard to
Sure.
make everything more easy and elegant and more efficient.
Yeah.
So, but certainly call Ireland. There, if you haven't spoken to the Irish customer reps, they are really nice. They
Yeah.
are all very, very nice people, very accommodating and kind-hearted.